Good evening. I am Lavanya Chabra of class 8. Today I'll be narrating a story in front of you, which is the story of an invitation by L.M. Montgomery. The story of an invitation by L.M. Montgomery is about two girls. One was Bertha and one was Grace. They both were close friends. Bertha, she was a very bright girl and she was the favorite of her classmates and teachers. Whereas Grace, she was a shy girl and she was serious and had no family. Very quickly, they both caught each other's attention and became close friends. One day, they were deciding about their summer vacations and Bertha told Grace, I'll be going to my aunt's house and I will be enjoying with my family and friends and cousins. Then, oh poor Bertha thought that wow, Bertha is so lucky that she has got a family. And Grace said to Bertha, I'll be working at Clarkman's bookstore all summer. Then Bertha felt very bad for Grace that why she would work at Clarkman's all summer. Then she thought that why should not she invite Grace to Aunt Meg's house next day. There was a good news for Grace that she had been invited to Aunt Meg's house and she was very happy. Then they both have gone to Aunt Meg's house and enjoyed a lot. From the starting, Aunt Meg wanted a daughter of her own, and which was Grace as a daughter, and Grace also got a family. So the moral of the story is we should always help our family and friends like Grace and Bertha. Like Grace and Bertha were the best friends, so Bertha helped Grace and her Aunt Meg. Thank you.
Once upon a time, there was a boy whose name was August Wilmot. He was always homeschooled by his mother as he had multiple surgeries during his childhood. Now he is 10 years old and admitted in 5th grade in Beecher's Prep School to make him experience the school life. He always talks to his bunny, whose name is Richard, about his cruel life.
Yes, Richard, I know that my life is so cruel. I know that I am not ordinary. Though I do things like ordinary people, like I watch TV, I love ice cream, I have my own PPT kit and all that stuff. But I know if I would be ordinary, then people would not scream in the ground, saying zombie kid, zombie kid, zombie kid when I enter the ground. You know, tomorrow is my first day of school and I'm very excited and even I'm very frightened as many students I'll meet many students. And I don't know how they will pass sarcastic comments to me and all, but I don't care. Hey, Maria! Yes, what? Can I sit beside you? No, you can't. But why not? Because you're a zombie kid. Just move away from it. Okay, fine.
No one was letting him to sit beside them. Then finally, a boy named Summer allowed him to sit beside him.
Hey there, my name is Summer. Hey Summer, my name is August. Can I sit beside you? Yes, please.
And they became best friends.
Hey, August! Yes, Summer? Can you come for a hangout at my home? Yes, okay, fine. I'll come tomorrow, okay? Yes, sure.
Then one day, Summer called August for a hangout at his home.
At home. Hey, Summer! Hey, August, how are you? permission from your parents, okay? Okay, auntie. Someone calling her parents. Summer and her mother. Please don't make those faces. I'm not making faces. Yes, you are making faces. Oh, please. Okay, fine. I will not make faces. My parents are around me. That's great. I'll make dinner, okay? Till that time, you can do some work. Okay, auntie. Hey, August, let's sit in the dining room and just do some work. Okay, fine. Hey, do you know one thing? Yes, still? One day, the baby cock asked the mother cock, where's the popcorn? You're so funny, August, you know. And I don't know why people call you zombie kid. You're so sweet. Yeah, I am sweet. And I'm very funny also.
And then August was so happy that he couldn't express his expressions. The moral of the story is that we should never play with anyone's emotions.
Thank you.
Good evening everyone. I am Bhavik Arora and I am going to tell you about the story named A Tale of Fox and Goat. Once upon a time, there was a fox who mistakenly fell into the well with not much water, with no way to get out. A goat who leaned around the well and she saw a fox into the well and she asked to the fox, "What are you doing here?" Fox replied, "Terrible drought coming. This place will not dry and I have reserved this place." Goat says, "You are awesome." Goat says, "You are awesome." And she reminds the last year drought in which she had not drink water for more than 3 weeks. Goat says, "Can I also reserve the place with you?" Fox says, yes, sure." Goat jumped into the well. Fox climbed at the back of the goat and jumped out of the well. And when he come out of the well, he says to the goat, "Think before you act." So the moral of the story is we should always use our mind. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Today I am going to tell you a story about a greedy king. Once there was a king. He was very addicted to gold. He always wanted more and more gold, and because of it, his wife was very angry from him. And he was having a secret cave where bodyguards would guard it, and nobody knew that where is his secret cave except him and his bodyguards who would guard it. Once there was an old man who came to his palace. The soldier came and told to the king that an old man has come. The king told that, "Bring that old man, I will see who is he." Then the old man came to the palace with his stick. The king told, "Oh Guru, why are you here?" Then the Guru told, "I am lost. Can you send me back to my home?" Then the king told, "Soldiers, take him back to his home." Then the soldiers took him back to his home safely. Then when king was moving in his garden, an angel came. The angel told, "Oh king, you are so nice. Tell, what do you want, as you helped an old man as being a king?" The king told, "I need the power that anything I touch, it becomes to gold." The angel told, "Are you sure?" Then the king told, "Yes."
If a lie is repeated several times, it becomes a truth or a fool. So, getting down on these lines, I would like to narrate a story, The Brahmin and the Groups. Once there was a Brahmin who was going to forest to perform some ritual works for a rich farmer. As a result, the rich farmer gifted a goat to him.
The Brahmin accepted the gift happily. On his way back, he was carrying the goat at his back and left for his home. On his way, 3 crooks spotted him and they somehow wanted the goat from the Brahmin as they were very hungry. They hatched a plan to get the goat somehow from the Brahmin. After a few moments, the first crook came in the way of Brahmin and said, "Oh Brahmin, why are you carrying this dog at your back?" The Brahmin was very angry and said, "To mind his own business." The first crook went off and the Brahmin continued his journey. After a few moments, the second crook came in the way of Brahmin and said, "Oh Brahmin, why are you carrying this dead calf at your back?" The Brahmin did not pay much heed and reacted the same with the second crook. The second crook also went off and the Brahmin continued his journey. After a few moments, the third crook came in the way of Brahmin and said, "Oh Brahmin, why are you carrying this donkey at your back?" The Brahmin was very confused that whether he is carrying a goat or a strange animal. The third crook also said that even the shepherds do not carry these type of animals at their back. "And why are you carrying? Your work is to read holy books and to drink holy water." The Brahmin was very puzzled that what to do. The Brahmin threw off the goat and the third crook went off. The Brahmin threw off the goat and ran away. Hence, the crooks succeeded in their plan. Thank you. My name is Simran Gogia and I study in class 7.
Hello everyone, my name is Mana Chabra and today I am going to read my story, and the name of my story is The Ashes That Made the Trees Bloom. Once upon a time there was an old couple. They had their pet dog Muko. Muko becomes instrumental in bringing riches to the gold. So once he has gone to his garden and dug the ground. So he saw a pot of gold. He took the pot of gold to his master. His master was very happy by seeing this and he became richer. So when the greedy neighbor heard about this, she came to her house and took Muko to her garden. She forced Muko to dig the ground. When Muko digged the ground, she didn't find any gold. So she was very angry and she hit Muko very hard and Muko died. So the old man came to her garden and asked, "Where is my Muko?" She said, "Your Muko is died." So he took Muko again to his garden and buried him. And after burying him, he planted a pine tree on his grave. When he planted a pine tree and it grew fully, he thought of making a motor out of it. When he made the motor, he started pounding the rice. He thought of making a rice cake, and when he took out the rice cake, it changed into gold. So he was very happy. And after hearing this, she again came to his house and asked, please give me mortar." The kind man gave her the mortar. She also pounded the rice and made the rice cake, but nothing changed into gold. So she was very angry and she burned out his mortar and it became into ashes. The old man came and asked about his mortar. She said, "I burnt your mortar because it didn't give me any gold." So he took the mortar to his garden and he took some of the ashes and sprinkled it on his trees. The trees blossomed. He was very happy after seeing this. So the greedy neighbor came again and took all his ashes. She also sprinkled some of the ashes on her trees, but it didn't blossom. So in this story, it has been told that how the spirit of the Muko helped the old couple to be rich. So the moral of the story is, this story tells us about the truth, and we should adopt virtues like honesty, compassion and truth in our life. We should never be greedy. Thank you.
Good morning, all of you. Today, I, Vani Singh from class 7, feel highly delighted to stand before you and narrate a story on the topic Forgive and Forget. Once in a small town, there lived two brothers, Bunty and Mohan. Bunty was very mischievous boy, but Mohit was very sincere and he was the younger brother also. Bunty used to annoy Mohit and kept on doing things that made Mohit feel bad. Once, Bunty took his radio outside and misplaced it willingly. He used to eat the cookies that Mohit wanted to have for snack. And on one day, he even dragged a wagon full of dirt right over Mohit's store. Then, Mohit became very angry with his little brother Bunty and resolved not to talk to him again. Every time his brother Bunty came hoping to him, but Mohit asked him to go away and refused to talk to him. Bunty tried hard to make amends to pursue Mohit, but Mohit asked him to go away and he said that, I am very angry with you, don't come to me again and again. Then finally, Bunty gave up. He went outside to play alone. He kicked the ball around the yard looking very sad. Then Mohit thought, whatever Bunty has done is really bad, but he did say sorry to me. Why I have not pardoned him? This affected the way the brothers lived. They both became quite unhappy and both were all alone. Mohit realized that how wrong it was to have a heart of stone. He forgave his brother for his rude behavior and both of the brothers lived happily. Moral: we should forgive and forget others' mistakes because the one who forgives is greater than the one who takes revenge. Thank you.
Good morning, ma'am, and my dear friends. Today I am here to narrate a story, and the title of my story is A Poor Little Girl. Once upon a time, there lived a girl. Her name was Sita. She comes of a very poor family. One day, when she went at her school, her teacher said, "Where is your book, Sita?" Then Sita said, "I do not have my book, sir." Then teacher said, "Bring your book tomorrow, otherwise I won't let you sit in my class." Then Sita said, "Okay, sir." At that day, she and her friend Mohini shared the book. After the class was over, they both of them were talking. Then Sita was thinking, how will I get the book? Then Sita got an idea. Sita thought that the book is not important. The important thing is the knowledge in the book. Then Sita borrowed her friend Monika's book for one day. At her home, she wrote the whole book word by word in very neat and clean writing in her notebook. And at the next day, when she went at her school, she gave Monika's book to Monika. And then teacher said, "Where is your book, Sita?" Then Sita handed over him her notebook. Then Sita sat beside Monika. Then the teacher opened the book. The teacher was so pleased by Sita that he appreciated Sita. So the moral of the story is, be positive. Thank you.